From Peter. Master Klavan. My pastor recently did a sermon on Luke chapter 12, 22 to 28. Then Jesus said to his disciples, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or about your body, what you will wear. For life is more than food, and the body more than clothes. Consider the ravens. They do not sow or reap. They have no storeroom or barn, yet God feeds them. And how much more valuable you are than birds." See, if the professor had read this, he would know. "Who of you, by worrying, can add a single hour to your life? Since you cannot do this very little thing, why do you worry about the rest?" Here is the question from Peter. My question to you is, how can I be sure to tell the difference between worrying and not caring about life choices such as faith, career, relationships, food, and clothing? Thanks. Love the show. This is such a good question. It is largely a question of attitude. What you're talking about is attitude. Because remember, when he talks about the ravens and he talks about other things, when he talks about the ravens, they do not sow or reap. They don't sit around smoking dope either. You know, they actually go and do the things that ravens do. You too must do the things that men do. Support your family, have a career, express the desires of your heart in the work of your hands. These are the things that men do. And you too must do these things as the raven goes out and finds its food and makes its net and builds its nest. You too should do this. Create new children, love your wife, build a career, all of those things. But the question is, how do you do them, and with what attitude, and to what end? Think about this for a minute, all right? A little baby, a toddler, stands up and takes his first step. And if you've ever seen this, it's an absolutely delightful, wonderful moment in a child's life. And the child is so proud of himself, and it takes so much effort to do it, and he has to work so hard, and he falls down, and he has to have the courage to get back up even though he fell down and bumped himself and cried. And the parents are sitting there, and they're so proud of him, and he pulled himself up and he started to walk. But there was no possibility he wouldn't do that, right? It is his nature to do that. That is what children do. So even though it was an effort, even though it took courage, even though it's an achievement, it was going to happen anyway. It was going to be done anyway, okay? The same is true of your best life, right? The same is true of the work you're going to do, the efforts you're going to make, the courage you're going to need to do the things, the risks you're going to take, the children you're going to love, the way you're going to raise them, the wife you're going to love and hopefully sustain and support as well. All of these things should be done. None of them need to be done in anxiety. None of them need to be done in worry and fear. A plant grows toward the sun. It doesn't worry about, hey, where's the sun? How am I growing toward the sun? Just does it. And that is the way that Jesus wants you to do it too, because he is the sun. If you follow him, and if you put your sights on him, he will take you to those places. He didn't make you to sit still. Just like he didn't make that baby to just lie on its back forever. He made it to stand up and walk and to have that achievement and do that thing. He made you to take the talents that you have and use them and develop them. He made you to bring money home to your family so that they can eat and live and and enjoy each other. And I think so that your wife can raise your children and have time to do that in her life. And all that stuff can be done without worrying at all. Now, it's tough. It's tough. You will worry because you have a body, and your body will dictate those worries. But you should learn. I mean, if you begin to learn now the difference between what your body is feeling, envy, anger, worry, anxiety, and what your soul needs to develop and to become the soul it's supposed to be, if you can separate those two things, you will get a lot of joy out of life instead of a lot of worry and anxiety. And that's what Christ is trying to give you.